Welcome to the knife auction. You are watching Shop at Home, and I'm your host, Chris Bristow, and I'm here to bring you lots of things to, well, look intimidating with. If you've never heard of what a knife auction is before, let me be the first to kind of fill you in on what's going on. What we do is we bring you lots and lots of nice, sharp, pointy objects, and we slowly lower the price throughout the course of the show. The problem is we only have a few limited things to sell you. One of those things is Sting. I know you all seen Lord of the Rings. You know, all those flashy blades, all those nasty orcs, all those crazy little monsters running about. But the best thing about that movie was all the great steel pointy things that they had during those movies that all the actors were armed with. They're beautiful, beautiful things like Sting. Sting, $14.99, from what I'm hearing from my producer, is a lovely, wonderful little blade that Mr. Frodo Baggins was armed with. You saw him through the whole course of the movie, wandering around with this nice little blade, which is actually of elvish design, for those of you little historian fantasy buffs out there. And let me pull this out and show you guys. Look how beautiful this thing is. Look at this. Let me keep this in the shot. I'm just kind of yanking it out of your shot there. It's $12.50 for this thing. Only 10 left. That's what we're going to start out with. $12.50, only 10 left for this nice, beautiful blade. Now, unlike, the real movie, there's no real orcs or anything roaming about on the planet, and, in the movies, anytime an orc came near, the blade would go glow this nice blue, faint color. But you know what? I got something even more impressive than that crazy, glowing, monstrous little color that it would would shoot out of the blade. What I'm giving you is an even lower price than $12.50. Lower price than $12.50. How about just under $1,000? $9.98. $9.98 for Sting. Sting, the blade that Frodo Baggins was armed with during the course of the Lord of the Rings movies. Now, if you don't know anything about, this fine, wonderful, dandy little blade here, let me give you a little bit of history, in case you're interested. I know I'm interested. I was really into the movies. So interested in the movies, I'm about to fill you in. I'm a geek like that. What can you do? This sword was originally an elvish blade and was found by Frodo's uncle. You might remember him, that old geezer, Bilbo. Bilbo found, along with a couple other nice little swords, elvish blades. They were made long time ago. And oh my God, and I got to interrupt my history here. I was just told that we're going to drop this even lower. How much was it? $7.79? $7.79. Oh my God. For the whoa, okay, we only got 3 of these left. So forget the history. Apparently you don't care. $4.49, even lower. Oh my God. So $4.49, 3 left. Get on the phone. Order one of these nice, wonderful little Sting blades. That's right, this little itty bitty, what was supposed to be a elvish dagger, actually turned into a sword for the hobbits. And if you're a hobbit out there, you need to call right now, because there's only one of these left. One of these left, and then we're completely gone. One more drop. I'm hearing one more drop. You want to know what it is? What is it going to be? $2.98. $2.98 for this magical, wonderful blade from Lord of the Rings, Sting, a replica of it right here. Look at this. Look at the handle. Look at some of the work that was done on the hilt of this blade. You know what? I'm not even going to show you this anymore, because we're sold out. Just like that. Everything in the show is gone before you can even blink an eye. So if you're interested in any of these things I'm showing you, you need to get on the phone, because just like that case I'm showing you, it's going to close up, it's going to be out of here, shipped off, you'll never see it again. So we're going to move on over to the family of blades. Frost family of blades. Now, when I was a kid, I remember my mom buying me my first pocket knife, and it just happened to be a Frost family pocket knife. So these blades kind of mean a little bit something special to me. I didn't get one of these cool, wonderful little, velveteen cases, bags that you can put it in. But in case you're not familiar with Frost family blades, they make wonderful, wonderful pieces that you, just like myself, can collect. Ever since I got that blade, that first pocket knife, I always carried it around in my pocket. And ever since then, I've done nothing but collect these things. Nothing but collect these things. Look at these. You go get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Frost family blades. 7 of these. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what's even more beautiful? We're dropping the price to $296 for 7 Frost family blades. 7 of these. Look at these things. Look how handsome these things are. They're going fast. I know they're going fast because I've already purchased one of these prior to the show. So I got my set. Did you get your set? Because if you don't get your set, it's going to be gone. What we're doing is a reverse auction. We're dropping the prices fast. We've got limited quantity. $234 is the current price. I told you we're dropping these prices fast because we only got so much. Mark, check this out. Look at all these blades. Mark's my handheld guy, and I know he's been eyeballing these things all night long. Doesn't he rock? Look at that. Look at the close-up. Look at this. I mean, lock blades. You get, 1, 2, 3 different types of blades. One maybe to pick your teeth with here. Another one to pick your friend's teeth with. Another one to, I don't know, fight off bad guys. But you know what? There's this special blade here that I'm going to use to drop the price even lower to $123 for how many left? How many of these? 10. 10 are left. 10 are left. Come on, we need to get these things out of here. I don't know if you know about this or not, but this is a reverse auction. Like I said, items flying out of here fast. We only got limited quantity. Once these quantities are gone, you're never going to see them again. Ever, 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 ever. So get on the phone, get on the web, get on whatever you need to do. Fly in here via bus, fly in here via plane, helicopter, or launch yourself out of a cannon because you need to get these as fast as you can. $64 is the current price for the last 5. Last 5. Come on. What are you waiting for? You just need to get on this. I already got on this. 5 of these left for $64. Can you get even any better of a deal? These are collector's blades. 2 left. 2 of these left. 2 more left. And what's the price? We can lower this even more, can we? Or are we at the rock bottom of our price right now? I'm not hearing, I'm not finding out. I'm trying to find out from my producer. We're going to check and see if we can lower this even more because we only got 2 of these left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blades. I'm sorry, no, these are 7 blades. I know I said 7 earlier. Look, this show's going so fast I can't even keep up myself. 7 blades for $49.95. That's as low as I can go. 2 left. 2 left. I know I got some people out there on the phones. Cherry, get this item. I know you're out there. I know you're sitting on the phone. Order this. Hey, thank you. There we go. We are sold out. Completely gone. Once again, you'll never see this item again. How you doing? This is a reverse auction. I'm your host, Chris Bristow, and I'm here bringing you all sorts of crazy, fun knives. Now, I'm a knife collector myself. Me, personally, I like history, all sorts of blades, anything from pole arms, swords, knives, dirks, daggers. You know what? The best thing about all this is I can find all this here on the show. The problem is I don't know what we're going to find on the show half the time because I'm not even informed. It's just kind of randomly thrown at me. They're like, you know what? We're going to give you, say, this item, for example, like our next item. Where are we going to next? Let's look over here. Check this out. Look at this big set. Strength and numbers. Strength and numbers is right because if you come to a party armed with all these, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. There's some crazy, wicked, evil-looking blades. At the same time, there's some nice, friendly, wonderful little blades. If you ever feel like maybe carving on wood, or if you feel like carving on somebody who may be intimidating you, you could pull out this big, nasty-looking thing. Look at this. Some of the craftsmanship in these blades are nice. I like this. Look at this. You could put your finger right in here, get a good grasp of it. You can carve away. You know, if you want to chip some ice at a party, you know, this is a great party. This right here, this is a great thing to play with at the parties, to show off all to your friends. You ever think you're not intimidating enough? Buy this set. Everybody's going to be scared of you. Why? Because you're armed to the teeth. You have strength in numbers. Strength in numbers is this set. This set Currently, we're selling it for $626. $626, and how many do we have of these? 30. 30? You know, that sounds like a lot. 30 sets, but for $626, for 30 sets, that price is going to, you know, these items are going to go fast. They're going to go so fast, they're going to drop the price even more. How much lower am I going to drop the price? How about $5.98? $5.98 good for you? Sounds good to me. $5.98 for all of these knives. Look at Mark. Look at this. Look at some of these blades. I'm going to get in here tight. All these are lock blades, and you've got different types of handles. Some of these handles have plastic, you know, nice, high durable plastic for, you know, whatever you may be wanting to smack with. Also, you got some nice, beautiful looking, eclectic looking pieces. I can't personally say I like orange, but I do like the design of this blade. Look at this. Look at the serration here. You can saw through just about anything. Let's throw that one back. Let's look around at some of these other blades here. Look at these. I mean, we've got all sorts of crazy designs. But the design I like the most, and I picked up earlier, where'd it go? God, I love this. Look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Some of these pieces we've got, it's all in one set. You'll be armed to the teeth. $4.98. How many of these we got left? 22 left. 22 of these items left. So if you want to get in on this deal, I'd get on the phone or get on the web. Or like I said, shoot yourself out of a cannon and get here and get a set yourself. Do whatever it takes to get here because they're going fast. I heard rumor that we're even under 20 in quantity. Under 20 in quantity. $4.98 was the price. Now it's $3.45. So all of this could be yours. Oh, hopefully not as clumsy as me. Don't be as clumsy as me, especially when you're walking around with all these things in your pocket. Oh, geez, no telling what type of damage you would do to yourself because you'd be armed and dangerous. Armed and dangerous is the name of the set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, yeah, 12 knives for $2.59. What prices that keep going further and further down? How low can you go? We're about to find out because right now we're at $2.59. $2.59 for 12 knives. You'll be armed and dangerous with a wide assortment of crazy, wild lock blade knights. And oh my God, I'm about to do something to you guys that are going to shock you to death. And if you're not on the phones, if you're not ordering already, then it's probably too late. You've probably already lost out because we're going under $100 for this set. Under $100. I bet there aren't any sets left, are there? I'm going to ask my producer, hey, Ebony, I'm going to yell out there across the studio to you, are there any of these left? 4? Did you hear that? 4. I'd get on the phones. I'd get me this set. Oh. She's telling me 2 more left, 2 more left, and I'll personally cut you a deal. I will cut you a deal. $54. That's it. Look at the fingers. $54 for this set. Fast, quick. It doesn't take long. If you have a problem getting through on the phone, get on the web. You know, never mind. I'm terribly sorry. I had some callers last week, Vicky and Michael. One lives in Hawaii, one lives in Alaska, but they're really close friends. I hear they occasionally get together, have lunch, compare blades. They love to collect knives, and I occasionally chat with them via email. They're a little crazy, though. They got this set. They always end up getting the last set. So I don't know what it is, but they got the last set. So where are we going to next? I'm going to look around. How about right over here? Right over here. Come on, follow me, big camera. Now this is impressive. $12.99. You into Eastern blades? You like katanas? I got you a katana. But I got you a katana that's a little different than your normal katana. You know, you can go out to like a flea market. You can get online, order these crappy little things that don't look good, don't look interesting. They don't even come with a case. This thing comes with a case. Not only does it come with a case, look at this. You get to see how the things are constructed. Look at this. Look at some of these details. Nice display case. You get 3 different type of cross guards. Look at these. Absolutely beautiful. And not to mention, look at the blade, the full length of the blade. A true Japanese blade is fully is a full length of the blade. You know, some of these blades will literally stop at the cross guard. You'll get a small section of steel that'll go straight into the hilt. Not on a true katana. A true katana will have a one solid piece of steel all the way down the length of the blade. And this is a great example. A great example. But you know what is great? An even better example? A better example is to tell you, whoa, hi Mark. In case you never met him before, that's our cameraman, Mark. Here he is. Mark, swing on in here. Let's display some of these things. Jewelers will actually, back, several years ago, listen to me, several years ago, old feudal Japan, you would actually have people who would specialize in making these cross guards. They would spend years building these things. Look at these, absolutely beautiful. Placed inside this case for you to display to everybody. Look at some of these details. I'm amazed. I wish I could get one of these. I don't think I can possibly. Ebony, will you place me an order? Place me an order for one of these, if you can, if there's any left. You're going to try? $11.49 right now is the current price we're going to drop it down to. $11.49. Look, Mark's so shocked by this, he's stumbling over things. Whoa! I see everybody on the set, all these production people kind of walking out, and they're starting to look at this, because this is the first time we've shown this. And you know what's also amazing? This is the last time we'll show this. You'll never see this again. Reverse auctions only have limited quantity, and you'll never see these items back on our show ever. Under $900 right now, $841 for this. You get a nice display case, you get a nice blade, you get to see all the details and how the thing's made. And I'm sure, in case of emergency, you really could break the glass and get in there and try to quickly build you a blade. It'd be a little easier going for your gun. But instant ninja, just like that. Bam! Break glass, put together your blade, take on anybody, the world's gonna be scared of you. Or you could just be cool and just keep it in the glass and people won't think you're nuts. Like me. I'm a nutty guy, but that's why they hired me. They like me. They like my crazy personality. And you know what? Even crazier? We're gonna drop the price even lower. Lower. That's right. What are we gonna drop it to? We're right now at $841, but right now we're going to go to how much? $392. Now, see, I thought I was crazy, but apparently my producer's crazier than me. How can you sell this for $392? This is a really nice set for $392 and you haven't gotten your hands on it? How many of these are left in our storage? 8 left. Count them, 8. Almost over. You get 8 pieces in this set. You get a certificate. You get 3 different types of handles. Listen to me. Cross guards. You get a handle. You get the blade itself. And you get the end caps. 7 pieces, actually total 8 pieces in the set. And we don't even have 8 of these left. These things are going so fast because the price is so good because you guys love this show so much and all these items. And we only have 5 of these left for $195. Did you hear that? $195? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at this. And look how big it is. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, this isn't tiny. Look how big my head is. Look how big this thing is. It's huge. Monstrous. And this thing is sturdy. Sturdy. I could probably pick this thing up and bang it against this column here. This thing ain't gonna break. And neither the sword if you put it together. You can take on armies, nations, worlds with this thing. But why would you? When you can display it in this nice, beautiful, very well-made case. But if you're not on the phone, you're not going to get one because I don't even think we even have 2 left. How many we got left of these? I'm going to ask my producer again. Maybe she'll give me a hand here. What, we got maybe, 2? 1? Do we even have that many? No. There's none. None. It's all gone. So in case you missed this, it was, what in the... Okay, once again, something nuts happened in the studio that they're not informing me about. Apparently, we're just kind of flashing lights, but apparently, that's right, if you watched the show before, you know what's going on. It's Wall of Blade time. Wall of Blade. So let's scoot on over here, and let's see what we got. Come on, Mark. So what we do here in Wall of Blades is we randomly pick a blade off the wall. It could be a sword, it could be a dagger, it could be a spear, it could be anything. But what we do is we bring you one of these nice, fanciful little swords. Check over here, Mark. Let's, what do we want to go with today? I mean, in the past we have used this Chinese long sword, this crazy fantasy blade. But you know what? I'm going to go for a personal favorite of mine, something that everybody likes, no one can ever pass up on, is the Claymore. Beautiful sword. Wonderful sword. Huge sword. Look at the size of this thing. Oh my God. How can you not look at this and be amazed, be shocked at just the power, the ferocity that you will have when holding a sword like this? I don't know. A person will often say that one reason a person owns a gun is to feel manly, to feel that power trip. I don't need a gun. Just give me a claymore. Nothing makes you feel more like a man than holding a big sword in both hands. Look at that. You can hold it with both hands. And that's something I like. Now, you don't want to swing this too wildly because you might accidentally cut your cameraman's arm off. The last time I started swinging this, I almost took off Mark's head. So I won't do that this time. But what you could do is get on the line and start ordering one of these right now. Because right now we're currently pricing these things at, well, how much are we pricing these things at? I don't even know. $610. Currently we're pricing them at $610. And there's not many, that's not a bad price for a nice claymore. Look at these honeycomb hilt here. Nice long, it's a two-hander. Like I said before, grip it with both hands, but it's also light enough to hold with one hand. But it's so nice, so beautiful. My producer's deciding, and of course, this is a reverse auction, so we're always going to be lowering the price. Right now we're going to go to $583. Now $583 is the current price, but the problem is we normally go lower, but we're going so low on prices, even just going once, we're already selling out of these things. These things are going out the door. These things are not hard to find, sure, but it's very hard to find blades like this that are made as well as this. If I wanted to, I could sling this against Mark right now and probably cleave him in half. We only have 8 of these left. 8! 8! So, get on the line, get one, and you can cleave your neighbor in half, just like I could. Look at $3.99 is the current price. Look at the size of this thing. I am 6'1", and look how big this thing is compared to me. So this is something you definitely don't want to buy your 10-year-old child because I don't even think he could pick it up. Or your midget girlfriend, or your midget friend, or your grandparents. Okay, maybe you do want to get it for your grandparents. Needless to say, you need to get one. How about you get your whole family one? $165 is the current price we're dropping it at. $165. I'm going to pick up the pace here because $165 for this blade ain't a bad price. You could take this home, swing it around, feel good about yourself. Even you could feel like William Wallace, and you could feel just like you're straight out of Braveheart. And you know what's even crazier is we're dropping it to $44.50, but we only have one left. One of these things left. One! Get on the line, get it, because it's going to be gone because your chance to be William Wallace is right out the door. It's all sold out. That's how it goes. That's how it goes with this show. It's amazing. We are sold out. It's a shame you missed out on that. But I got you a special deal because normally we only do one of these blades off the wall of blades during a show. But today, I'm going to give you something a little extra. My producer doesn't know this, but I'm going to throw this in just on my own personal whim. Since she throws me around everywhere, I'm going to throw her around a little bit. I'm going to give you a gladius. I almost dropped it. This is the Sword of the Ancients. $415. Any of you ever seen Gladiator? Maximus? What is his name? What was his name? Anybody in the studio? Is Maximus? Maximus. This is one of the swords that Maximus wielded. Listen to me. I can't even get my names right now. Maximus. He's a fictional character. I don't pay attention to that guy. Originally created by the Spaniards, adopted by the Romans, this sword was created during the 3rd century to efficiently take out hordes and hordes and hordes and hordes of people. And you yourself could be taking out tons of people by only paying $3.49 for this beautifully made blade. Look at the detailing on this. Look at that. This is wonderful. Look at the hilt. Look at this. And you know what the best thing about this blade is? You're not only getting the blade, you're getting this nice scabbard to go along with it. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. $210. $210 is what we're dropping this down to. $210. You get a sword, you get a scabbard. That's probably the best deal on the show. And you know what's even a better deal? Look at just the effective killing blade on this thing. Long, huge, nice blade. This was designed to not just like slash, but to stab. And mind you, Shop at Home isn't responsible for any murders or killings that you do with any of these blades that you find. If you do, we don't know about it, but at least send me an email. I would like to hear about it, but I won't tell. But I am curious. Beautiful, beautiful, and we're going to drop it even lower, $99. $99 for a gladius. That's what this type of sword is called, and this particular sword is called Sword of the Ancients. We only have how many of these things left? Look at that, so beautiful. Oh man, I wish I had one of these. How can I get one of these? I could get one of these by getting on the phone, ordering right away, getting on the web, ordering right away, and you too can look like a total and complete bad mofo sporting this thing around. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you when you're pointing this little pokey at their eyeballs. No way. So get on the line, get one. We have 4 left, 4 of these beautiful things left. And it's going even lower. $28 for this. Sword of the Ancients. You'll never see it again, ever. Nowhere. Not here, not anywhere. Get on the line, get you one, because I know you want one. Because you're not getting just this, as I said before. You're also getting a nice scabbard. Look how smooth this thing fits into that. Ooh, it's beautiful. Nice. You can hang it on your wall just like I'm doing here. You can take it around town. You're into costuming. You go to conventions. Need a sword to make you look like a complete and total, wonderful, great Roman soldier. This is what you do. This is how you look like a legionnaire, just like that. Call, get online. I got 2 left. 2 left, and you better get it, because it's going to go fast. They're already going fast. $28. $28. So good. That's it. No more left. You missed out. Not only did you miss out on this, you missed out on a claymore. You could have been sporting 2 crazy swords. You could have looked like a total bad mofo, but you didn't, because you didn't call fast enough. You got to be fast. You got to be quick, because if you don't, you're going to miss out on all the cool blades that I'm bringing you. I'm Chris Bristow. I'm your host for the knife auction. Come back and see me soon, because I'll bring you more cool blades like this, and even you could be a complete and total bad Hello and welcome to the Knife Show at Shop at Home. I'm your host, Chris Bristow, and I'm here to bring you some wonderful, extravagant blades of all varieties, shapes, and sizes. So let's go ahead and get to our first item. Our first item is a wonderful piece from the Lord of the Rings movies. You might have seen it. Mr. Frodo Baggins and Bilbo Baggins, both of them once held this blade and carried about with them throughout the course of the books and the movies. The blade is called Sting. Here for your purchasing pleasures. Let's take a look at it. Wonderful, wonderful craftsmanship on this. I love it. Me personally, I own it. I own not only this, I own several of these blades. I collect them. I collect swords in general, but you know, we won't go too far into that. The thing I like most about this is the fact that not only do you get this wonderful blade, but you get a nice collector's case. When I purchased this, I only got the blade itself. But you get a collector's case, the sword, and a certificate of authenticity to go along with it. 3 items: sword, case, and a certificate of authenticity to go with this beautiful, beautiful replica of the long dagger. It's actually a long dagger, but in a hobbit's hands, it's a sword from the Lord of the Rings movies. Beautiful piece, collector's item. If you don't have one, get on it now. For $2.98, it can be yours for a low, low price. Let me give you a little bit of information about this blade. Sword of Bilbo Baggins, actually a long knife made by the elves from the Lord of the Rings, and everybody remembers the elves, remember Legolas, and remember Elrond, and you know, all the elves. Beautiful people. They made beautiful blades, much like this. The detail work on this thing is astounding. Let me open up the case and show you a little bit here. Let's get a good close look. If you look down the edge of this blade here, you can actually see Elven script. Now, I'm not sure if you know this or not. A little bit more history for you. Elven script was actually an actual written language. It was created by a university, I won't say which one, by a couple professors who actually got together along with Tolkien. It would be it'd be Oxford actually, as my producer is telling me in my ear. That actually got together and created the Elven language. So if you really felt like you're wanting to test your Elvish language skills, you can take a close gander at this blade and see if you could figure out what it says. And if you find out, shoot me an email. I'm kind of curious myself. kbristow@sath.com. Sting for your purchasing pleasures. Only 3,000 of these made with the case and a certificate of authenticity to go along with it. I'm going to take it out so you can see some details on this. I already showed you that script that is actually in the blade. It's on both sides of the blade. But not only that, what I like most of all is down the hilt of the blade here. Now, on some swords, on some replicas, you'll get people who actually just go in and they will put like a simple little, you know, maybe a metal drawings, you know, actually there's, you know, it's real poorly made. This is actually metal placed in the wood of the hilt. Absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love how designed. See, my sword is actually not as good of a quality as this. This is a much better quality, much sturdier, and absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I love this. I really do. The pommel, the hilt, the handle. I mean, there's even Elvish script within the handle up here. Absolutely beautiful. And like I said, the thing I like the most of all is the Elvish script down the length of the blade. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, if you're having a hard time with the price, $2.98, don't forget we offer stretch pay. 2 payments of $149. Get online, it could be yours. We only have so many of these items left, and we have less than 2 minutes before we're moving on to our next item. Get online, the number is 1-800-366-4010, or you can go to shoptv.com and order online if you're having problems purchasing it and getting through on the phone. I'm going to put it back in the case over here. get one more look at this case before all of our time runs out. And while we're also on the wide shot, look at this. Certificate of authenticity. And if you look in closer down here, written in pen, you'll see this is item number 736 of 3,000. So there are only a few of these that exist in the world. It's not just at Shop at Home, it's in the world. So you need to take this opportunity to get on this, get on it now, get on the phones, get on the internet, any possible way that you can get in touch with us and get your own copy of this replica museum edition of Sting. Sting that was held by both Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. Beautiful blade. A little more history for you. Originally found by Frodo in a cave full of trolls. God, what were the name of those trolls? Bert, Tom, and William. That was it. Couldn't remember the storyline. It's Bert, Tom, and William. He found those along with Glamdring and Orcus, two other swords. Glamdring, if you remember correctly, and if you know your Lord of the Rings history, is a sword that was held by Gandalf himself. All three of the blades would glow a bright blue. As the closer orcs got, the brighter the blade would glow. Beautiful blade. Beautiful blade. And by the way, in case you're wondering, no, this blade does not glow. But it will glow when you put it up on your wall. I mean, if you want to, I mean, you can keep it in your closet as a collector's item like some people like to do. Me personally, I would hang it up on my wall and display this. This is too beautiful an item. There's only a few of these. We are out of time, and I have unfortunately got to move on to the next item. So let's go see what our next item is. Oh, look at this. I remember these. Remember as a child getting your first blade, your first little pocket knife? It just so happens my first pocket knife when I was growing up was a Frost family pocket knife. I didn't have a selection of 4 different blades on these, or like this one has. This one has 4 individual blades that you can actually access. Like I said, pick your teeth, you can whittle. Me personally, when I was a kid, I was really big into whittling. I liked to carve things, you know. As all kids do, you like to try to make a flute or recorder or something like that. But the great thing about this item is the fact that you've got a choice of colors, and all of them are collector's items from the Frost family series. And each one not only comes with its own little small personal travel box that you can keep it in if you want to store it and collect it. You also get the knife, but you also get this nice velveteen bag. Let me show it to you there to go along with it. 3 things in one. You get 7 blades for $49.95. Not a bad price. Seeing as how I think my little pocket knife cost me nearly $20. $20 for one of these blades. That was the cost of my knife. That was like 20 years ago. That's less than $8 a knife. You're getting a wonderful deal here, and I wish my parents had found this deal when I was younger. Instead of having 1, I would have had 7 different colors, 4 different blades. You get a velveteen bag, a collector's box. You can collect them. You can give them away to friends. Are you getting married? Are you a guy who's looking for, are you looking for a blade? Are you looking for a gift? Are you looking for something to give your friends, your best men, your groom? This would be the item to get them. You can get them a blade apiece. They're not bad. Very well made. You even got plenty of room if you really wanted to maybe even put a small engraving on the blade itself. Take the opportunity. We've got just over a minute for you to get on this family for blades, 7 pieces, $49.95. You can get online. You can call us. There's any number of ways that you can go about purchasing these things. Take this opportunity and take it now, because these won't be around long. Collector's items. I know, because I've been collecting them for several years now. Wonderful pieces. Let's look at the colors. We got purple. We've got a nice, let's see, what is that? Charcoal black coming up around here around the corner. We're going to have a nice maroon red. We've got a deep brown, kind of almost a wood color. We've got a nice cerulean that's blue for you laymen. And we also have a maroon and a nice stark solid jet black. Now each one of these pieces, the wood graining in it is a little different. So you don't get an exact duplicate of each one and just a different color. You get a little bit of texturing on the handle, which is a little different. And that's nice. I like that personally. I just had the standard, just smooth finish, kind of like that one blade that just passed by. But with this, you get several different looks, several different colors. And as I said before, you get the knife, you get the box, and you get a nice carrying case with the Frost family logo on it. Just like on the blade itself, each blade individually has a Frost family logo right there. Nice little piece. So jump on this while you can. My clock's up, and unfortunately, I've got to move on to the next item. If you missed that, it's a damn shame. A shame that you missed out on that. Let's move over here and check out this next piece. This next piece, absolutely beautiful. I would probably get this if I wasn't standing around on air right now trying to sell you it. Strength in numbers. Look at this piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 knives. That's right. For those of you old school kids, wondering where that came from, you shoot me. $4.50 a knife is what I'm being told by my producer for $54. Strength in numbers, 12-piece set. Item number is 1104277. In case you're nowhere near the TV, I'm yelling it out for you in case you're going for the phone so you don't have to look again. 1104277. Get online and you can get a wide variety of blades. And now, unlike that last set's beautiful, nice collector's items, but with this, you get several different styles and pieces of blade types, handles, and these are all lock blades. If you're not sure what a lock blade is, I'm going to pick up my favorite here. And look at this thing here. I love this. I absolutely love this. I especially love this. Look at this grip. Sit there and hold it. And like I said, if you're a whittler, I have some friends who like to whittle, who like to do woodwork. You can take a good grip of that, cut, do some nice shaving. You know, maybe if you're out camping, you need something to shave with. This might be the knife you want to do it with. Maybe it's not. But needless to say, it's a nice piece. Like I said, all of them lock blades. Lock blades they usually have a piece somewhere on the blade. This is a small lever. Flip it down, fold it back, locks into place. Put it in your pocket, walk away. Not just one, 12 different varieties of lock blades for $54. Less than a minute left. Take this opportunity to get them while you can, because they will be gone. I won't have these again. This is probably the last showing I will ever have of these items, ever. Take the chance, get online, get you some. I know I would. Look at this blade here. This is a dandy. An interesting looking one. Look at the serration on this. Like I said, each one of these blades has a different personality, a different aspect of it. You're not just getting just a bunch of duplicates. You're getting a different look with each blade in this set. All of them lock blades, all of them very well made. I like this belt clip. Look at that. That's kind of nice. Hey, that's really nice. Like I said, all of these are so unique and so personal. This has such personality. It's got a green handle, got a firefighter blade. The variety that you get with this set, nice. Absolutely nice. Unfortunately, my time is up and I have to move on to my next piece. If you didn't get on the line, you have missed out, because that was a wonderful set for $54. It's even better. I've got you an even better deal coming up right now. Something that's just absolutely beautiful. This is the first time I've ever gotten to show this. Check this out. Not only do you get a case, but you get an unassembled Japanese blade on stretch pay. Did you hear that? A case, an unassembled blade that's mounted in the different segments on stretch pay. $199. That's our initial price. Stretch pay of three stretch payments, $66.65. That is a great deal. Now, if you're into collecting swords, but you don't want just the generic blade that's hanging on your wall that looks kind of cheesy, you know, some people don't like to just hang any random stuff on the wall because it makes them look a little, you know, a little funny. But you want something that's really nice to display in your home. So maybe something to hang over your bed, or a really nice gift to give your friend that can be, you know, something cherished for a lifetime. This is what you want to go with. This is very stylish. This has a lot of personality and a lot of class. In case you don't know anything about it, what you're getting with this, you're getting a full blade, the full length of the blade. And most Japanese blades, in case you don't know, don't stop at the hilt. The hilt is that piece, there's a handguard. I'm sorry, not the hilt, but the handguard, which is usually that metal piece that you see at the top of a sword. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about this since we're on it. Certificate of authenticity, in case you were wondering, that's what this is here. Look at that. Japanese writing, tells you all the fine details. Now, if you read Japanese, you know what that says. I personally don't, but it looks like those are manufacturing dates, mounting dates or something. Nice, beautiful, beautiful. Now, let's talk about before, like I said, the length of the blade. Most blades, as some people think, for some reason stop about here. You know, you go the full length of the blade, but once you get to a certain point, some generic blades will stop right about there. And then it'll thin out to a little piece of metal, and that'll extend into a really cheap hilt. This full blade extends all the way into the hilt. That is the tang, in case you're wondering. Extends all the way into the hilt. That is a full tang sword. And absolutely beautiful. Now, me personally, I like a sword with a good tang on it. Ain't nothing better than a good tang on a sword. And that's got some a wonderful tang. Beautiful stuff. And what I like even more about this is the fact that you get a handle. You get 3 different types of handguards. Each one with a different design on it, a different look. So in case of emergency, if you really needed to break the glass and assemble a sword quick, you at least have you need to have a little bit of time to sit back and think, hey, which one of these do I want to put on here? I think I'm going to do my killing today with this one. Or you can go the other one. But me personally, I wouldn't touch this thing. I'd leave it on my wall. It looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful blades. And you know, it's amazing. Here, I'm going to give you a little bit of trivia. You know, there's more swords in the U.S. than in Japan itself. Most of these swords, most of the swords that were made in Japan were brought over by military servicemen after World War II. But this blade, made in Japan. You want to know how I know? Certificate of authenticity down here in the bottom right-hand corner to prove that you're not getting some generic American-made blade. You're getting something from the land of Japan itself. Now, if that didn't sell you, maybe the stretch pay will. 3 stretch pay payments of $66.65. The item number is 1103988. We have a little over 30 seconds for you to get on the phone and get one of these items. And if you didn't know, you can order this online. It's a little faster, to save you a little bit of time. And if you're not a people person, you don't like to talk to any one of our beautiful and wonderful call center representatives, then you can get online and order it that way. I would do it. We only have limited quantity, much like the Sting blade that we had earlier, which I'm told is sold out. This item is going to sell out fast, and we've only got a few left. So get on the lines, get it quick, or it's going to be gone. In case you're wondering, my name is Chris Bristow, and you are watching The Knife Show. I'm here to sell you a lot of pointy, stabby things for your collecting purposes or whatever you would like to do with it. I have things that would just amaze you and shock you, like that last item. That was beautiful, absolutely wonderful. I wish I could have got on that deal. But here I am, selling you these wonderful pieces. Wonder what I got next. Are you curious? I'm curious. Let's see what we've got next. I'm going to take you to it. This next piece is on our wall of blades. Wall of blades. Who knows what type of item I may possibly choose over here on the wall of blades. We've got all sorts of fun things that we will randomly sell. We have like fantasy blades that we'll sometimes show you. Spears. But today I've got you a claymore. Beautiful, beautiful replica of a Scottish claymore. In case you haven't seen, or in case you don't know what it is, I don't know a single person out there who has not seen the movie Braveheart. If you haven't seen the movie Braveheart, you need to get out there and you need to get to the video store, do whatever you can to see this, because this is a living piece of history that we are bringing to you right here. Scottish claymore. William Wallace, famous Scottish hero, played by Mel Gibson, used to carry one of these blades. His actual sword is displayed in Stirling, Scotland, if you don't believe me. You know, get online, take a trip over there, have a look-see. But why do that when you could just get online and order a claymore for yourself for a $44.50 price? $44.50, and you can have a piece of Scottish history yourself. Amazing reach on these things. Claid Himor is how it was actually pronounced in Gaelic. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get in here and take a look at it and pull it out so I can show you a little bit just how huge this thing is. I mean, this thing is beautiful. Look at this. Look at the size of this. I'm 6'1", in case you're wondering. And this thing stands a little over half of my height. This is me with the tip of this is me standing up straight, completely straight. Look where it's coming up to. That's a huge blade. Two-handed sword. This thing was used in battle, not just as a cutting weapon, but a bludgeoning weapon. A weapon this big could bust through shields, can break through swords, can break through like lines of men that are gathered together. You know, the Scots, they couldn't afford nice armor. They couldn't afford plate mail, chain mail, you know, to protect them from other blades. They had to cut their way through that metal anytime they got into the battle with the English or some other type of army. And what better way to do it than arm yourself with a huge, monstrous, over 60 inches length, 60 inches of length of a sword that would just shatter lines left and right. Not to mention, this is a symbol of ferocity. Look at how big that thing is. Light enough to sport one-handed, damaging enough when it's sported two-handed. Honeycomb hilt, long, nice wood handle. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful blade. Living, like I said, a living piece of history can be yours, $44.50 in your home. That's cheap. That's really, really cheap. I know if I went out to some generic little flea market or something like that and looked around for something of this quality, of this size, I'm going to easily pay over $200. Don't go to some Ren Fair, some little side of the, you know, little store in the mall that's selling you some, you know, generic piece of metal. Call us. Call me. I'll back you up on this. I will sell you this blade myself. You come in here and I will be more than happy to give you one of these blades and prove to you the quality of this sword. Love this blade. This thing is so awesome. I got a little bit of Scotch in me, so I favor this blade over others. Take your opportunity. $44.50. Not bad. $44.50. Get online. Get it now, or it's going to be gone. Honeycomb hilt. In case you want to take a look at that. Look at that. Some nice design. Beautiful, huh? Look at that. It has a twisted hilt design. Look at the length of this hilt. I'm going to stretch it in here in the camera shot. A lot of people wonder why would you have a hilt that large on a blade this big? Well, the reason you have hilts like this on swords this massive is because when you're fighting in combat with another person with a sword this big, you want something that's going to catch the blade and it's going to protect your hands and keep it from lopping off your fingers and dropping your sword to the ground. You do that by having a nice, long honeycomb hilt. Catches the blade, keeps you from cutting your fingers off. Very well made, very well designed. We're out of time. Get online, get it quick, because I've got to move on to my next blade because I've got one more item left to show you on this show. And once again, it's another piece of history. You a history buff? I got one more item for you. Sword of the Ancients is what it's called. And if you're not familiar with what a gladius is, I'm about to teach you. This is a gladius. Item number 1103486. Gladius is Latin for sword. Oh, wow. In case there's a little more history for you. I'm all sorts of obscure facts, aren't I? How much is this, Ebony? Ebony's my producer. She's the one who's been talking to me in my ear here and telling me all this strange information. She's not secretly feeding me facts. I know this stuff myself, so don't you blame her. I'm wondering how much this item is, this beautiful, beautiful $28. $28 for this. Wait, not just this. I also have a scabbard for you. You thought you were getting a deal with just this, but you're actually getting a sword and a scabbard to carry it in to display on your wall. Now that's a deal. If that wasn't a deal before, for $28, 2 pieces in one can be yours for a low, low price. Absolutely beautiful. Romans used these. These are originally a Spanish design. Spaniards in the 3rd century designed these swords. Romans moved in, conquered the Spaniards, loved the sword so much and the effective killing power of it that they adopted it into their army, and the legionnaires were soon armed with it. You'd see a line of legionnaires marching shoulder to shoulder, tower shields on one arm, gladius in the other arm. Nothing's going to stop them. And nothing should be stopping you from getting this wonderful piece. Wonderful collector's item. Hang it on your wall. Display it in your living room. Put it wherever you'd like. But look at the detail. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. For $28, are you going to get a piece with this much detail? Look at the handle. Look at this. And check this out. Look at this. Look at the engraving on this blade. You've got a little over 30 seconds to get online and get what's left of these blades. The item number is 1103486 to get your Sword of the Ancients replica of a Roman gladius. This is your last opportunity. This is the last item on the show.